Hey everybody, Madeline here we're just going to take a look at a card reading for the collective here for the eclipses here, the eclipse that is happening on the 21st of September. Let's take a look and see what the cards would like to tell us about this eclipse. Four of Swords, Queen of Cups, Ten of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit. Virgo is the Hermit card. We get the Queen of Pentacles, which is also a Virgo card, which is a Mercury card. So we get two cards indicating that we are on the Virgo eclipse. It's in Mercury, which is a pentacle, and the tarot card Hermit represents the Virgo sign. Then we get the Ten of Swords, Queen of Cups, and Four of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups, and a Tower. So basically, putting all of this together, something that we emotionally had to turn away from. We have to turn away from something we have an emotional attachment, and we had to find peace in something not working out or something being over. So we're finding peace around something we've had to emotionally detach from, which is actually what's happening in that karma series, that cycle of Saturn that we're in right now, where Saturn is, where we're detaching and we're finding peace in the ending of a major cycle in our life. And then what we're doing is we're finding, with this Virgo new moon eclipse, we're finding a new, more in alignment path where we value ourselves, take care of ourselves better, and we're clearing that karmic cycle. So it feels isolating. It feels um, more connected though, more in our own center here. So what's happening is this new moon is opposite Saturn, where we're really releasing this final karmic chapter, but it does create a void and a void experience and a void feeling. So mostly people are feeling somewhat void in their life, and that can bring a negative thinking around it, which you don't want to do. Allow the void. It's the new birth, because this is a new moon solar eclipse, which is new birth, a new beginning, a big new beginning. So you don't want to process the void as failure or negativity, and letting something go in your past and ending an old cycle as it being a negative situation, but it is something is over. So some people are, losing hope in a certain family situation, or leaving certain relationships and ending uh, out of alignment. There we go with the house, with the family. Hopes around certain situations are over. In other words, we are seeing something is time to release. And in that releasing is how we end this karmic cycle. So let's take a look. It's these are ego choices, ego attachments. We got the devil card, fate. So in other words, the ego was manipulating our fate. We were use our ego was making these decisions, but the ego is no longer able to lead in these energies anymore. We've already left the sort of the dark era where the ego was the deciding factor and did feel supported by the universal forces to make an ego choice, but that's shifting now. So our choices are more, it causes confusion because our choices are not necessarily aligned with the divine, but now that we're in non-ego, we're moving away from the ego-based choices. We're more in alignment with the divine, and then our confusions are the more we practice alignment with the divine in our choices, the more our confusion goes away. And then we have this transformation of the death of the ego controlling everything. So we're letting go of situations that we try to ego our way through to make work, and that doesn't work anymore in these energies, not during an eclipse season. if if the ego, now sometimes the ego can align with divine alignment, that's okay, because then you're aligning your ego with, you have a flexible ego, open-minded, so that you're always ready to adjust and adapt to the new information. That's we are in a mutable new moon. So we're letting go of old things in order to start new projects, new beginnings, new opportunities coming in. So we have to let go. We have to end something to create that space. But it's also, there could be sadness and mourning and loss and sadness around the ending of something, but hang in there. It's these new beginnings. Here we go. We're going to forget about all that soon enough when we jump into these brand new beginnings that are occurring on this new moon solar eclipse on the 21st. All right. I hope that was informative and helpful. Stay safe.